Hi friends, welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. Today's video is Oasis Springs High School. This is a part of my high school build series, and this build is, I would sort of envision as a private school in the Oasis Springs area, and I also sort of maybe see it as maybe being close to the build I did a while back, the Oasis Springs Gym and Rec Center, or whatever I called it. They look not identical, but I think they could pair up well enough with one another. And yeah, so like I said, I envision this as a more private school. That's why it's smaller. I didn't want to do too many big lots for this series, so spoiler alert, the next build is going to be huge. Well, not as big as it was. There's a fun story behind the next build that I'm doing. To make a long story short, though, I've had to do that build twice, which is why there wasn't one of these videos last week, but I was able to do this build, and I'm really happy with how it came out, and I also can't wait to show you next week's build. So, this building has a photography studio sort of thing, computer lab, one classroom, like a principal's office, and a cafeteria area. So it's not too much space. There is, I think a pretty cool photography looking place. I wanted to make something that looked more like a digital photography room, because in the past I've done some film photography rooms, and yeah, it's I think they're completely different things, so it was nice to show off this other one. And I don't know if I've talked about, I think I might have mentioned it in a video a while back, but when I was in college, actually, I had to take a photography class for my major. And that probably sounds really weird, but yeah, I had to take a photography class for a major in college, so that was exciting. But photography is a lot of fun. I did do film photography, which I loved. It was a great class, though it was extremely stressful. I think the biggest difference between film photography and digital photography is just how stressful it is to have to do development of film. I remember the night before I would have to get the film, exposed, or not exposed, but to hopefully avoid that, to develop, there we go, to develop the film. I would have nightmares and just wake up sweating, which is just the worst. But yeah, film photography, despite the stresses, is really fun. And even though I don't really have a development studio, I doubt I ever will, since that's such a niche kind of room. I doubt I could ever really reason with myself to have one. I was really happy with the skills I picked up from it, because yeah, it's just cool. I guess that's all I can really say. But I'm really happy with how the first floor of this building came out. And the second floor also has a gym, I just realized. And because of the limited space here, I went with a small workout space, which I never experienced when I was in school, either high school or college. But I had to figure out some way to have a physical education room without wasting a lot of space. So that was kind of what I did. And since this is a private school, they could probably get away with it. As you can probably tell, I didn't go to a private school. I have no idea how those are run, but it's probably cool, I guess. But yeah, this build took me about 2 hours to do, which was nice, because previously my builds for this series have been a little over that to quite a bit over that. So I was really happy with kind of doing a smaller build, even though I know last week's or 2 weeks ago's high school build, which was not Oasis, Willow Creek High School. Even though that one was relatively small, it took me forever to do because these are tough. And when I did the first 2 builds, so the Brindleton Bay build and the Willow Creek, I kind of went in blind and had like a basic idea in my head of what I wanted to do. Also, I got the bell tower idea from Kalisim, so I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that because that is such a smart idea, and I wish I could say it was my creativeness that caused it, but it's not. But anyways, but now with these builds, I've sort of more kind of done more work to try to make them, a little more well thought out in my head before I actually do the build. That way I'm spending less time just kind of sitting there going, oh, what do I do next? So it's actually panned out a bit because I did this build pretty quickly, and hopefully the future builds come out just as nice and just as quickly, because next week's build is gonna take forever to like cut and like speed up and everything. Like I think I'm at like 6 hours now of footage for that, so it could just take a whole day to export at this point. I don't know, but I'm not looking forward to it. And this the build portion of this is wrapping up actually. Screenshots should be here shortly, though I can never be too sure, so I'm going to talk about something for a little bit longer. The first floor bathrooms were actually pretty challenging. I don't know, the room shape was so weird, but I really wanted that shape. I mean, those were like the first 2 rooms I made in this build. I'm not quite sure why I did it, but hopefully the bathrooms looked semi-decent. And hopefully you enjoyed this. But as you can see, screenshots should be here about now, though maybe I had to cut out some voiceover because I'm really bad at talking. So, but yeah, this build was a lot of fun, like I said, and hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you're enjoying this series. As you know, I upload these builds to the gallery, and my gallery ID is TheSimSanctuary. So if you want to check out this build or any builds I've done previously, then go to the gallery and look me up there. I have quite a few builds, the shells to some builds, and yeah. But also, if this was your first video and you enjoyed it, then please consider subscribing. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.